Also tonight, special counsel Jack Smith asking the Supreme Court to decide if Donald Trump is immune from prosecution in the election interference case, as our new poll finds the former president surging in Iowa.
Tonight, special counsel Jack Smith asking the Supreme Court to decide if former President Trump is immune from prosecution for his efforts to overturn the 2020 election.
Ooh, Mr. Smith, no, don't do that. Oh, my word. Talk about drama and theater. As the lying legacy corporate corrupt mainstream media begins to take this big victory lap, and there are political pundits from the left on alternative media talking about what a brilliant move Jack Smith has made. This is it. This is the chess move Donald Trump never saw coming. The move he never saw coming that he's actually wanted all along for the Supreme Court to handle this. Yeah. Let me explain what's going on. Don't panic.
Let's get ready to rumble! You can't handle the truth.
Hi, this is Pastor Marty. Welcome to the Afternoon Drive. Hey, please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Even if you've subscribed in the past, you better check your subscription status. YouTube loves to be so helpful that way. Hey, and then like and share this video. That's how we get the word out that we're here with my rants, my ravings, and my undeniably flawless reasonings. Welcome to the Afternoon Drive. This is not a brilliant move by Jack Smith. This is a Hail Mary. He's wanting SCOTUS to bail him out. Let me explain exactly what this means. This again is the deep state, the left and the right, because that whole thing is a mirage. The ruling class, and that would include the Mitch McConnells, that would include the Chuck E. Cheese Schumers, the Biden administration, etc., 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 all the never-Trumpers. This is what's going on. They got bad news, and you got it right in the beginning of Lester Holt's announcement. As Trump surges, oh no, the reality has set in. Joe Biden is not going to beat Donald Trump. And now that you have the GOP has pulled the plug on all of the remaining debates, saying it is time for the voters to make up their mind, because every debate, the ratings get worse and worse and worse. See, the ruling class wants Nikki Haley. The Ron DeSantis has just completely lost his footing and just keeps showing us what a novice he is. And it just shows you that a guy like Officer Tatum, who claims to be a political conservative in his commentary, doesn't really have a flying clue what's going on when he declares that Ron DeSantis is the future of the Republican Party. He's the future of conservatism. No, that would be Vivek Ramaswamy. Vivek is the future. Vivek is the, if you let me say it this way, the Trump without the Trump baggage. He is smooth, he is articulate, and he's a man of color, and he's a man of accomplishment. Ron DeSantis is what he is. He's a blank stare. He is pale, stale, and male, and he does not have political gravitas at all, and the only reason he governs like a conservative, he has a conservative legislative body which makes him govern that way. He does not do that by core conviction. Officer Tatum can't see that. Team DeSantis sycophants apparently can't see that. And you think about all the money that Ron DeSantis has spent and he can't gain on Trump, and the GOP has had to pull the plug on those debates because the only thing worth watching on those debates is when Vivek goes after warmonger Nikki Haley, pointing out that she's a complete, doesn't even know which states within Ukraine the conflict arose over and committing American troops to that region. She can't even name 3 states in Ukraine, but yet, like a Lindsey Graham, she's having an orgasm for bloodshed and war because she makes money. Yes, she's bought into the military-industrial complex. Isn't that great? She does a little stint at the UN and now has an $8 million gig in selling arms. Kind of interesting, don't you think? Chris Christie is just there to just trash talk Donald Trump. So forgive me for saying it this way, but all of these single-digit midgets that are running on the right, they have no chance of taking out Trump. Trump just keeps surging. More and more people, even Democrats, realize that the economy, the border, and everything else was much, much better under Trump. So trust me when I tell you this. The powers that be behind closed doors on the left and right have gotten together and said, we have got to take Trump out once and for all. He is surging. So that's what this Hail Mary pass is to the United States Supreme Court. Now, in reality, when we talk constitutionally here, because you've got the people on the left saying, so constitutionally, Donald Trump is a former president. He has no protection of immunity. But what you're accusing him of happened while he was president. And so they've asked the Supreme Court to step in and say, does he have immunity over trying to overthrow the government? Well, no president has immunity from thwarting the Constitution and overthrowing the government. But that's not what Donald Trump did. And so they're panicked that as he's surging, and now all of the video surveillance is now available to the American people, and you do have even commentators on the left saying, this is starting to look like a setup. You know, because all those MAGA Second Amendment gun nuts showed up for an insurrection unarmed. It's beginning to look like the New York Times was the first to report on this isn't looking right. And now that conversation is gaining steam, and you have platforms like Elon Musk now bringing Alex Jones back. And don't think Alex Jones won't be all over the Fedsurrection of January the 6th. And you're watching Biden tank every day in the polls, and it's not just over the economy, and it's not just over the border. It's now that all this evidence has come out about what he and Hunter were actually up to, all the stuff we couldn't talk about before that election, and it got deplatformed, is now out there. And they know that the J6 footage is out there. You have Donald Trump repeatedly saying, march peacefully. And even listening to that reporterette from NBC say that he was trying to overthrow the results of an election. No, he was questioning. He was questioning. Same thing Hillary Rotham Clinton did. Same thing Stacey Abrams did over the gubernatorial race in Georgia. So they're panicked. And so now what they're trying to do is they're going to try to put this on the Supreme Court. Now, they're going to declare a victory no matter what, because the Supreme Court is going to say on one level, well, no, if a president acts treasonous, certainly he can be prosecuted for that. But see, what Jack Smith is wanting here is he's wanting the Supreme Court, what the lying legacy, corporate corrupt mainstream media, what the libloons and the never-Trumpers and those who suffer from Trump derangement syndrome are hoping beyond hope, is that the Supreme Court, without a trial of Donald Trump, declares him guilty. That's what they want. Because this trial is supposed to start in March. So what's going on right now is they're trying to, again, circumvent the trial. You know, just like they circumvented the trial with, declaring that, Trump's property at Mar-a-Lago is only worth $18 million when the vacant lot next door is for sale at $500 million. all of this stuff being done without trial, kind of like, Alex Jones, who, was $1 billion. He got deplatformed, and he lost that case where, he on the Sandy Hook. You do know it never went to trial, right? A judge just stepped in and said, there'll be no trial. He's guilty. This is what he owes. And that's what Jack Smith is wanting the Supreme Court to do. Because again, the GOP has come to the reality nothing is going to stop Trump. The DNC has come to the reality that Donald Trump is going to mop the floor, not only with Joe Biden, but any Democrat they throw in there at this point. He has reached that level. So now they're wanting the Supreme Court to step in and take him out. That's what this is about. Don't panic. Because what we need the Supreme Court to step in and say, well, certainly, if a president acts in a treasonous manner, he can be prosecuted. But you certainly haven't made the case that Donald Trump did that. In fact, we have him saying repeatedly, march peacefully. We know that there were federal agents involved in goading this on, and there's much more of a case of government entrapment here than an overthrow of the government. It's going to get interesting. Donald Trump acting like this is a head job. Trust me, Team Trump wanted this to happen. Put this in the hands of the Supreme Court and basically say, no, a president that's acted treasonous, well, certainly he can be prosecuted. But you haven't made any case that Donald Trump acted in a treasonous manner. Therefore, now this case is thrown out. You punted it to us. You didn't want to take it through the courts. You went ahead and circumvented all your own trials, and you as the prosecutor, you're asking us to step in and make a summary judgment. Here it is. Can you imagine the hue and the cry from the same libloons who are trying to take a victory lap tonight?